Kris Boyd is a man that's been running dangerously low on ammunition over the last couple of seasons, and judging by Rangers' start to the season, is he ever going to get a reload? Is he ever going to get some more ammunition? Probably not.
Nah, the battle of words between him and Chris Sutton. I mean, Chris Sutton's got an entire armoury to choose from, and Kris Boyd's firing blanks.
I mean, we've already made the Die Hard 2 reference, but I feel, when is Chris Sutton ever going to be firing blanks?
Sutton's got machine guns, heavy artillery. Kris Boyd's got a fucking pea shooter at the end of the day.
You don't bring a knife to a gunfight, and I wouldn't even qualify as a knife.
I wonder if anyone remembers those potato shooters you used to get back in the day. Like, we red guns were kind of like made of steel, and you dug it into the potato, and then you shot it, and it fired bits of potato at people.
How great was that?
Nah, they were alright back in the day. Like.
That's back in the day. But Kris Boyd, he was doing the coverage of Pilsen Rangers, which obviously ended 2-1. And he also had some things to say about the Old Firm game at the end of August. So we'll get to that at the end.
Some people refer to it as the Glasgow Derby, by the way. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, we're using a website that actually censored the word Old Firm, which we'll get to in a second. But that's at the end of the video. Stay tuned for that. But the Glasgow Times, this is what he said on Sky Sports, and I quote, I mean, I think when you get to this stage, the main thing's just to get through. But once again, it'd be a worry for me. And will be a worry for Russell Martin. The 2 goals they've just conceded. Really, really poor defensively. Yefty for the first one. Then it looked as if it got off the back of Rothwell for the second one, which would be a worry. Rangers are conceding goals. Lyle Cameron, his first goal for Rangers, he will be absolutely delighted. The work was done in the first leg. They managed to get that away goal that settled Rangers down again because Pilsen had a few chances, got back to 1 each, but they're comfortably in the hat for the draw. End of quote. I mean, he's putting a lot of blame, right, on Jeffy for the first goal. Here, Jeffy is really poor defensively for the first goal, but what about the entire back line, man? Dijiga and Suter, no man's land, and then James Tavernier, nowhere. I don't know where James Tavernier was for that first goal defensively, man. Disgraceful defending, but like I said earlier on my channel, if the 5 million bid for Jeffy is to be believed and it's true, then they've got to agree to that, man. You don't think so?
The money's too good to turn down. I don't care if they're a bit light in the left back position. Jeffy's not that good. I don't even think he's the best left back at the club. Honestly, right now, you'd actually wonder how the hell could Rangers not be taking a loss on Jeffy selling him? What has he done to increase his price tag?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the fact...
It's remarkable, like.
It's just the fact he's went to a better league and he's played a lot of games in Europe. But here, there's one thing that's going for the guy. He doesn't pick up injuries. He's good that way. But you look at Rothwell, the second goal, absolutely disastrous, to be honest. But again, it's not just Rothwell, it's Suter and Dijiga. I mean, you've got so many defenders here, and not one of them has a clue what to do, and then they all just play the blame game. But he's right, man. So many alarm bells are going off for Rangers right here, right now. And yeah, Pilsen missed other chances, but Bruce probably won't.
No, I'm sure Bruce will probably get more chances than Pilsen ever got.
Which was 27 shots.
Yeah, I think if you give Club Bruges 27 shots, they're going to score more than a couple.
Speaking of a team, though, that could have a lot more shots than that could be Celtic. Now, he did give his thoughts on the Old Firm game prior to the announcement that the St Mirren game would not be getting postponed. But to be fair, there's no guarantee that Rangers beat St Mirren. Last season showed that on more than one occasion.
Yeah, it's a strange one because... Yeah, Rangers can't afford to not play the St Mirren game and be an extra 3 points behind, but they certainly can't afford to play the St Mirren game and lose it and be 3 points behind.
Yeah, damned if
an
they
extra
do.
3 behind, like,
damned
you know.
If they don't. 2 points out of 9. I've got people commenting saying people are overreacting about Martin. You have to trust it. 2 points out of 6 is a catastrophe.
Listen,
2 points out of 9, I don't even know where to go with
the
that.
next 2 league games are absolutely crucial for Russell Martin. Even if he wins them both, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that 8 points out of a possible 12 is great for a team of Rangers' standards, but if they can do that, then if Rangers can win their next 2 games, then the worst case scenario is they're a point behind Celtic. If Rangers lose their next 2 games, likelihood is they're 10 points behind Celtic.
Yeah.
Even if they beat St Mirren and lost to Celtic, 7 points after 4 games. Rangers fans are normally complaining about being 5 points behind. It's even worse this season.
No, I know, but this is what he told Go Ballistic, Kris Boyd. Now, this is on the 67heelheal.com website. and I quote, Rangers could be 7 points behind Celtic now going into that Old Firm game. To lose that, being 10 points behind Celtic at the end of August, I don't see Rangers being able to claw that back, and I think that would be the real scary thing about it. End of quote. Right, so Old Firm being censored, thoughts on that? It's quite petty, isn't it? It's quite embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, you got the FRM in there. Why not just put in the I? You know, it's not that
Treating Old Firm like it's a big nasty swear word.
Oh, maybe it hurts their feelings, but yeah, it's a reality. Rangers could be 10 points behind, and I don't see Russell Martin surviving that. I don't give a shit if it's early days. How can you be 10 points behind Celtic after 4 games?
Yeah. No, let's call a spade, right? Say Rangers do lose to St Mirren and Celtic, they should be 12 behind.
Well, put it this way, I think that Rangers. I'd say there's more chance of St Mirren winning or drawing. You know, we can get the double chance. I'd say there's more chance of St Mirren either drawing or winning the match than there is Rangers winning it.
I have to agree with that.
I mean, what chance do you give Rangers of winning? Maybe like 40%? 40%? 45%? Something along those lines. I think the likelihood is Rangers drop points at Paisley.
Just look at the next.
I mean, they lost twice to them last season.
There's not a lot of confidence in beating Alloa, so therefore they're not going to be a lot of confidence in beating St Mirren.
I mean, St Mirren have only St Mirren haven't scored a goal yet, but they've only conceded 1, and it was that deflected McCarron goal.
Aye.
So
I wouldn't mind a wee deflect.
But Rangers are finding it difficult to score.
Yep.
So they're going to find it difficult to score against St Mirren.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure if St Mirren will win, but I do think Rangers will drop points. I think that'll be either a draw or a St Mirren win. And then Rangers go into that Old Firm game absolutely needing. I mean, Rangers could be going into that Old Firm game having to win just to claw back the gap to like 4 points. That'd be disgusting.
That is disgusting. But here,
imagine if Rangers beat Celtic on match day 4 and they're like 4 points behind them.
Crazy. But here, that's all hypotheticals. At least you could say, right, we've beat them, and now it's time to push on. Don't look behind us, kind of thing. I think Russell Martin needs the Champions League. He needs a plan B. He needs a cushion, because if Rangers go to the Champions League and coincide that with 2 defeats against St Mirren and Celtic, what is the future?
Future's bleak, because I think in the Europa League, I don't think he can really impress that much. Because I think at the minimum, Rangers will be expected to, yeah. Whether they finish 24th or whether they finish 9th or whether they even make it into the top 8, I think it would be difficult for Martin to impress in the Europa League.
He would have to go unbeaten and win like 6 games and draw 2 or something.
Yeah, and go through as like either like one of the top teams in the league, like first, second, or third or something like that. Other than that, I don't really see Martin. The only way I think he can like impress and maybe get some fans on his side would be if he makes it into Champions League and he's actually impressive. Like, what if Rangers get into Champions League and they're beating Celtic in the league phase?
Yeah.
You know, that would maybe look impressive, and that maybe people would be like, well, look, he's not doing it domestically, but he's beating them in Europe.
I just think with the Champions League, if he gets us in with that money boost, I don't think it actually matters what he does in it. Now, obviously here, if he goes on and somehow whips out getting into like the top 24 and, you know, gets in through the knockout, yes, that will matter. But I think as long as he gets in the Champions League, the 49ers are going to think, right, that's a massive box ticked. And it'll be like a get out of jail free card. See, here, I'm not going to take it as a get out of jail free card, but if we're in the Champions League stage, but like 10 points behind, I think some people and the board are probably going to look at that and be like, well, that's alright.
See if they don't get into Champions League and they lost to St Mirren and they lost to Celtic, can he be sacked?
Absolutely. Like, I'll admit, it's too right now. They're not going to sack him, but after all that,
do you think the Celtic game's the earliest he can get sacked?
I do believe so. I feel like that's like the last chance if he loses. If he went out to Alloa,
last chance?
Yeah, if he lost all the next couple of games, yeah. Like, I'm saying if he lost like all the games in the build-up to that.
Right.
You can fire in Alloa if you want.
Well, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll assume he'll beat Alloa.
I think if he loses the Alloa, he won't get the Celtic game.
I just said, do you think the Celtic game is the earliest he can get sacked? And you said yes.
Yes, but
Now you're saying
but I think losing to Al was unthinkable, man. I thought Dundee was unthinkable, but I think this is literally impossible. Challenge impossible.
Right, so you retract that then. You don't think Celtic?
Right, but listen, I'm saying if he loses to St Mirren and he goes out the Champions League, I still think the earliest he can get sacked is the Celtic game. But if you factor in an Alloa defeat with that,
he doesn't get to the Celtic game.
Yeah, like he couldn't. Come on.
It's match day 4. It's not like halfway through the season.
Out the League Cup and out the Champions League.
We'll see.
Anyway, Boyd thinks it's scary. Do you think it's scary?
Fuck it, it's scary, isn't it? Like,
I'm fucking bricking it here, man. And Halloween's... I mean, sacked before we get into September. Sacked before the first leaf of autumn falls. Work out, won't it?
Yep, it's bad. I mean, Paddy Power paying it already. That's another bad sign.
That is a bad sign, guys. Anyway, we'll be back very soon. Till next time, though. Peace.